What's up, gamers? Welcome to a new episode of Last Cloudia. Yes, we're doing another video with new character, new arcs. Now, before we get into it, I want to do some quick housekeeping. I actually forgot to do something in the last video about Tinkili, Miss Diva. So, before we go any further, I do need to mention one thing. The Stardust Live arc, I forgot to mention the Aether Reward for it, so I kind of want to briefly go over that. So let's do that first. So if you get 100%, you're going to get the Rogue Tailcoat. And this is actually a really good item. I wish I'd have covered this, I just completely forgot. But this is an item that gives you 300 HP, 20 MP, 145 on the defense, and 126 on the mind. So really, really good stats as far as defense is concerned. And then, just a little bit of MP just to kind of sweeten it for you. And then the ability is you nullify any strength, intelligence, defense, or mind debuffs. So basically, any stat debuffs, nah, you're just going to say no to that. That's awesome. I really, really like that. So I wanted to kind of bring this up because, again, I just completely forgot to do so. Oh, you also get resistance to holy damage plus 10. So that's pretty good too. So yeah, I actually like this particular equipment. And then, yeah, we already went over the skills and everything, so we can skip all that. Also, since I last made an episode, I actually did pull Tinkili the Diva. I wasn't planning on going for it, but what ended up happening was on the Sevilla arc, or Sevilla banner, I pulled both of the SSR arcs, and I decided to call it quits because I already got basically everything I wanted. I understand that Sevilla is supposed to be really good, the Thunder version, but I already have enough good physical DPS. I don't necessarily need to be greedy for another. It's also not a limited character, so I have no reason to really push hard for it. I got the arcs, and that's all I really care for on that front. I've also heard people state that Sevilla was not as hype as everyone was hyping it up to be, mainly because her skills, according to, I guess, most basically people who, really get into the details, they state that unless you have the weapons that are paid weapons, by the way, unless you got those, you really wasn't getting anyone special. Because apparently, from what I've heard in other videos and just what I've seen online, is that without with the weapons is what makes her super broken. But without it, she's just a decent DPS character like everyone else. The difference is with everybody else, like my boy Celios, they have an arc that gives them an item that makes them much better than they are, as opposed to having to pay for the item. And I think that's what everyone's saying is hurting Sevilla, is that they made it to where in order to get something matching, you couldn't get it from an arc. You had to actually pay for it. I don't like that. I think that any character that has an equipment, whether it's a weapon, an accessory, armor, whatever, it needs to come with a matching arc, as the reward. It's not something that people can just get right away because you need a lot of resources anyway. So, I think that the developer making people pay to get a matching item is being a little greedy. Now, with Sevia, what they could have done is they could have made one of the weapons an arc reward and the second one be a paid one. I think that would have been fair because at least if you had an arc attached to one of the weapons, you're still getting something out of it, and she won't feel as incomplete, I guess is what a lot of people are saying. So I think that they should have made one of those, like that, as an arc reward, and then you can have a paid one if you just kind of want to go above and beyond. That would have been the smarter way to do it, to not look as greedy, but that's kind of one of those monetization practices that kind of bother me. I don't mind throwing my money at the screen, to buy stuff. I do the 100, paid daily gems every day. So I'm not against doing that, but there is a limit to what's fair. And I think that what they did on the Sevilla banner was 100% not fair. So I kind of wanted to kind of put my opinion there on that. But moving along, so since I did get both of the arcs on the Sevilla banner, I moved back over to the Tinkili banner just to see if I can get both arcs. I got the actual Diva, and I also got, of course, the Star Light arc, the yeah, Stardust Live, which was honestly the one I wanted. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting the Venom Dragon one. It wasn't really one I was really pushing to get. It's just more for collectors and all that good stuff. But at least I got the arc I wanted, and I got the character. Now, I know in the last video I mentioned that she wasn't really a big deal, and I still don't think she's super great, but I am actually low-key glad I got her because I kind of want to test her out and I kind of want to try to understand what some of those abilities last time that I didn't understand actually mean and what they do. So I'll be testing her in the background. Maybe in a future video I might be able to explain things better unless someone else already does it. So we'll kind of go into that another episode. But kind of wanted to get those pieces of information out of the way. I'm not going to work on her right away. I still haven't even started working on Senku yet. From the Dr. Stone collaboration, he was actually the next person I plan on working on. I'm ready to get working on him. As a matter of fact, I actually have a good chunk of inventory as far as crystals and whatnot, as you can see here. Now, it looks like a lot, but to be perfectly honest, all this stuff will not complete his grid, or anyone's grid for that matter. I'll probably get at least a third of the way there, maybe half if I'm lucky. Well, I probably doubt halfway because this item right here is like the most rare thing for me to get, the rainbow crystals. I don't know why, but for some reason those are usually the first thing I run out of. It's just crazy. But anyway, like I said, I should be able to get, Mr. Senku up and running. Once I get his board completed, I'm going to go ahead and work on the Diva. Just because I do think she'll be good in Tower. Like, number one Tower. Because of the whole 90-second ability thing that she has, a lot of Tower fights in the higher levels will take you a while to beat. Especially if you're not, like, super high level with all the good weapons and stuff. So you're going to kind of need that to help, one, mitigate a lot of damage, and two, make sure you can deal a lot of damage. So I think Tinkili will be good specifically for the tower. Alright, now I know this isn't what you were here to watch, so I apologize. I just need to get all that off my chest. Question, if you wish to post in the comments, which would you work on first, Senku or the Diva? Tell me why you think so. Because, I mean, they're both support characters. The main difference is, Senku has a lot of better offense, can actually heal. He's kind of like the total package where Miss Diva is kind of just the straight up support for just boosting, and that's pretty much it. Well, also, Dr. Stone, or I'm sorry, Mr. Senku actually has, items that he has specifically for him that are not paid. And same with Miss Diva. Actually, I think the Diva does have one that's paid. I'm not actually 100% sure. I'll have to look that up, but not right now. But just put in the comments, which one would you work on first, Senku or Diva? But I'm doing Senku, just so you know. Alright, so now let's discuss why you're actually here. We got a new character to talk about. We got some gachas to do. Actually, let's go ahead and do a gacha pull. We'll take a little break from all this, and let's do a little bit of a 10x multi-pull here. Let's do it here. And then we're going to talk about the character, the arcs, and then we're going to do another multi-pull from the actual banner itself, just to see what I get, and then we'll call it a day. I figure this is going to be a long episode anyway, but that's what happens when you forget stuff. Alright, so on the regular multi-pull, not banner related, let's see what I can get here. Alright, so it's going to be at least yellow, and that's going to be it. Okay, so it's not going to be anything special. A bunch of stuff I already have, it seems, which is fine. Well, at least mostly. Alright, now let's go ahead and talk about the new character. So let's go ahead and get to that banner. Alright, now we're going to do it on the non-paid banner. Alright, so Dilmordo. That's right, we're finally getting a non-human character that we could use on a banner. So let's go ahead and check him out. So he is a beast type. Strength is 1020, so he's definitely where he needs to be on strength. We always want a physical DPS to have at least 1000 strength, and he's above and beyond. Defense at 913 is actually really good too, so that means he's going to be able to tank very well. And with his mind at 783, that's actually pretty good. Oh, granted, for most characters, I would consider it average. But when you have someone that has 913 defense, having 700 mind is actually kind of an added bonus. I would typically, for balance, probably put him more at like 5 something as opposed to 7 something. So I think they made him really, really strong here. All right, so that's just stats. Also, keep in mind that he is weak to blind, so if you're wanting to really focus on physical, be sure that you get like blind nil and equip it to him, just to kind of help out. But other than that, let's take a look at the abilities. Now, they're all fire attribute abilities. The second one is the one that's going to be important here. Does the fire damage and reduces enemy fire resistance, so you're definitely going to want that to make sure that you get where you need to make his damage a lot better. And then, of course, his third ability, another fire-related damage. And then, of course, his special is just a powerful fire combo attack against all enemies. Again, he's just straight up fire. Uh, Moving over to his traits, which is the more interesting thing. The first one, the Flesh Blood Beast, regular attacks get a fire follow-up attack, like an extra hit, basically. Close to death, boost SCT recovery speed. Oh, sorry, when close to death, boost recovery speed and physical attacks. Physical attacks get a fire follow-up attack, only once. So that's actually pretty good. The fact that, he's going to be able to deal lots and lots of damage, like straight up. And even when he's low, it's just going to keep happening. And then Flame Essence, chance to neutralize fire attacks, recover 10 seconds of all skills, and double the next skill's damage. Now, this is pretty ridiculous. I actually like it a lot. So, basically, if you were to put this guy versus Vaughn, this guy would trash him, no problem. For two actual reasons, but we're only talking about one until I get to the second one. Now, Vaughn is that guy that does all that fire damage. I was kind of doing a comparison between, Vaughn and Randy back then. I still 100% like Randy better, but anyway, that's not the point here. Vaughn does a lot of fire-based damage, so this guy will not only neutralize the attack, potentially, he'll actually recover all of his SCT, basically making his skills proc a lot sooner. So this is pretty crazy. He's really, really good, specifically against other fire units. I like that because I think that's the one thing that other element-based, fighters are missing is that being able to neutralize, or but yeah, potentially neutralize that element that they're, good at. Like Celios, why doesn't he have some kind of an ice resistance type thing? You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm saying. If they're going to be focused on an element, they should be able to, not necessarily absorb it and gain health, but something like what they did with Dilmordo. It's not even 100%, it's just a chance to neutralize it. That's actually pretty good. I like that a lot. Alright, going on to the skills. Now, doesn't have any spells, so don't worry about that. He has attack up 2 and attack up max. I was surprised to see this because I've been commenting on a lot of my past videos that attack up 4 was going to be a standard. They didn't do it with him, and I think the reason for that is because I think that it would be too broken if you gave him 4 and then you do 1, 2, 3 and max, on your own. So I kind of get that they're trying not to make him super broken. You'll see why, because it does get ridiculous as you go down the line. So it does have crit up 2, aim vitals and proud force, so he's self-sustaining. Now here's the interesting one, Human Slayer. Now you can't get this from any arc. I'm not even sure this will ever come out in an arc. Actually, it might, you never know. Typically these abilities eventually come out. But basically physical attacks are effective against humans in general. Soldiers, knights, snipers, and sorcerers. So basically, he's the PvP guy. This is the guy you want if you want to be top dog in the PvP. Specifically because of this ability. And there are other abilities that you can use that'll make that ability better. With all the crit stuff too, it's going to be ridiculous in the arena. So that's the second reason that he will be able to beat the crap out of Vaughn is Human Slayer. Also, he has Awaken, so this is the one that when you're low, recover your HP, strength, defense, and mind, and movement speed one time when you're pretty low. It gets Ardor, which is decent. Fire attack rate is very good. Fire critical raise, which is another new one. Basically, critical rate of fire attacks 5%, critical power plus 50%. Very, very strong. I like that. He has Yellow Victory, which is decent. Pirate's Feast, which is so good because that would be kind of expensive to equip. So I'm glad he got that. He got Blessed Speed, so that's always good. I mean, anytime you can make someone fast for free, why not? Double Impact, which is decent. Claw High Boost. So when the claw is equipped, physical attack power plus 20%, crit hit power plus 20%. I think this is the first time the claw high boost has been a thing. I don't think that exists in an arc right now. So that's another new one. He has Determination, which is decent. Wolf Fang Crush. So this is new specifically for him. Critical attacks greatly boost break. He also has Wolf Fang Strike, which means crit rate 15% against enemies in break. So you're gonna want to use him to break enemy. He's gonna be one of your, boss killers in general. So that's pretty good too. I like that. And then the last one, Beast Alliance. If at least 2 allies have Beast Alliance equipped, boost strength, defense, intelligence, and mind. Now, if you have 2 of them, you get 5%, 3 of them, you get 10%, and 4, you get 15%. And this is for each one. So if you have 2 characters, both of those characters are going to have 5%. If you have 4 characters, all 4 of those characters, from what I'm reading, are going to get that 15% boost. That's pretty crazy. Now, it looks weird because, obviously he's the only one that has this ability, and no, the one that Mimicry Beast thing will not count. You specifically need Beast Alliance in order for this to work. So where are you going to get that? Maybe we'll find out soon. Who knows? But anyway, if you do have this on other characters, this is going to be really, really strong. Probably a PvP thing, I would say. But I mean, honestly, you could probably do this in tower type stuff too. I mean, getting all those boosts is really, really strong. So it just depends on how you want to do your build. But it has a lot of potential to get there. So obviously, top tier character. Specifically for Arena. But even like if you weren't running him in Arena, like if you don't care about it, he's still a good character in general. You're going to want to put him in Tower. You're going to want to run him through the adventure. You're going to definitely want him to fight those like crazy bosses that you get every now and then in this game. So he's going to be really good to have. Now, if I get him, I'm not going to be upset, obviously, but I'm not going to level him up right away because, again, I have a ton of good DPSs. But I would eventually take time to level him up. He's worth it. All right, so now let's talk about the Blaze Garden. So here's another new one. So let's take a look here. So the arc attribute is, now remember this is all level 10 stuff. As types and party increase, deal more damage and take less. 2% up per type, max 30%. So when it says in types in party increase, I'm guessing like different types. Like it's not the same type. It has to be, just a variety. So if you have all 4 people of different types, you should be able to get that 30% boost. I'm assuming. Also, you get ice resistance +2 and AC +20. The ice resistance makes sense because it's coming from Blaze Garden. Despite the name Blaze, it's a cold area you have to go through to get there. So that actually, it's more something that makes sense, that's all. Its skills are Mimicry Beast. And like I said earlier, it will not work with the Beast Alliance thing. It's a different thing. It also has Ella Victory, Machine Quip, Machine Slayer. Machine Slayer is actually good. Beastly Banquet. Now this is a 7 skill cost. At the end of battle, recover 1 SCT stock for all skills. That's pretty broken right there. Even for 7, I still think it's pretty good for 7. I would equip that, absolutely. There are a lot of characters that you kind of rely on some SCT type, or skill related damages. Celios, Kohaku for me personally. So I would definitely be equipping this on both of those. That's just ridiculously good. At least to go through like tower and the regular stages and whatnot. And guess what's on the very bottom? Beast Alliance. So this is 11 skill costs, so it is a lot. Is it worth it? I'm gonna say that's up to you. If you really, really like this character, if Dilmordo is your favorite character or one of your favorite characters, and you want to make sure that he is the most broken, you're gonna want to get this on your other characters too. So we've already discussed what it does. The question is it worth the 11 skill costs? That's the question. For me personally, I'm not going to go that route. I think he's good, but he's not going to be one of my favorites. I've already mentioned in a previous video who my favorite characters are. And my number 4, for the sake of arena and tower, is actually Randy. So there you go. So I would not be going out of my way to equip Beast Alliance, but it is worth it if you're going for that specific build. Otherwise, eh. Now let's think about the Ether reward. The thing that I forgot last time on the Stardust thing. You get the Blaze VIP card, and this enables you to buy premium quality weapons at the Blaze Garden. So not something you can equip to get any kind of cool boost or anything. This is basically a VIP card, and you're probably going to be able to buy some broken stuff. Now, since this is an Ether reward item, the VIP equipment that you should be buying should be 6 stars. Only because this is an SSR arc, which would typically give you 6-star items. So whatever you're able to buy from the Blaze Garden with this VIP card should also be 6 stars. Even if it's more than one, at least one of them needs to be 6 stars, and then the rest could be 5 stars, I guess, if you really want to go that route. It would really upset me if I was to get this, and I'm not going to go out of my way, by the way, to pull this. This is something I'm going to probably get naturally way in the future. But if I ever do pull this and I see that it's only a bunch of 4 and 5 stars, I'm going to be upset about that, because that's crap, in my opinion. So we'll see. Now, that's pretty much the arc here. So, the arc, I would say, is decent. Again, Beastly Banquet, I think, is, like, the most important thing out of this. I also think Machine Slayer is good, too. So, I really think this is a good arc and worth pulling for, even if you don't care for the character itself. But yeah, the arc's going to be about, I'd say, like, mid to top tier. And then, of course, the character itself is definitely top tier. Very, very good stuff. So let's see if I can pull one of the two. The non-paid banner. And for those curious about what pay stuff I actually buy, I don't buy equipment. I don't use the 300 banner. I only do the 100 daily ones. And then I also do the doubling your blue and red orbs. That's pretty much it. Alright, see if we can turn it red. There we go. Let's see if we get lucky. Now, by the way, when you see these cinematics, it does not guarantee you're getting something new. You could get a duplicate off of that cinematic, just so you know. Okay, so I got Max on one of my SR arcs, so that's pretty cool. Always happy to see. Got the blood ring, very nice. I'll look at that off camera. Moving right along. Nothing new, like I said earlier. And there you go. So, as you can see, it's proof of what I just said. Even when you see those cinematics, or when you know you're going to get a character, that doesn't guarantee it's going to be a new character. It's just being over dramatic for no reason. That's all it is. So, I did get 2 SSRs, but nothing new. I'm not upset at this pull, to be perfectly honest. Again, 2 SSR, or 2 red base, items are pretty good. So I'll take it. All right. So overall, like, I'm digging what I'm seeing here. I think that this is a good banner. The event is okay. I think the event has a bit of a slow start, in my opinion, but it's going to pick up from what I've been reading. So, like, every couple of days or something like that. So we'll see how that works. The previous event was pretty nice. Congrats on everybody's teamwork for actually getting, like, the premium reward for each day. I kind of wish they'd have given us some better items, like, I don't know, and a multi. Well, should they give us a multiple? I think they should have given us like an Ethereum on one of them too. And then maybe like, I don't know, like 10 red rainbow clusters. One other thing that I kind of want to talk about too before we go, this is in regards to Kohaku. Um, she has dual wield. You're gonna basically use her for her, skills to do a bunch of crazy damage. One thing that I've learned, and I kind of want to tell you guys this too, because this is going to be the next thing that I'm going to push for. I'm going to be using my Ethereum on this particular arc, I believe, Cloudia the Great, to get the Covert Gun Trishula. So let's go over this real quick. So it's a machine with light attribute. If damage is originally reduced due to enemy's attribute resistance, ignore attribute resistance. That is one of the most broken weapons, in my opinion, in this entire game. Because what I've learned is that even if you have, like, for example, if I have, like, the high earth boost or whatever, and all the earth related boosting type stuff with, the weapons that boost and the skills that boost, if somebody is like, highly resistant to an element, despite all of your boosts, it's apparently still not going to deal much damage. But this gun is going to make it to where they take all of it. Now, it's not going to make them weak to the actual element. It just means that you're just taking whatever the normal standard would be, but it's going to be a lot because of all the boosts that you're doing to that particular character. So this is the kind of weapon that you're going to want on a character that relies on, elemental skill type stuff like Celios, Kohaku. The reason I'm giving it to Kohaku is because she has dual wield, so I can use, like an earth-based weapon and this and just go to town. So I think this will be fantastic. This is the next thing I'm going for. I'm already pretty close. I got 17. So I'm, basically one Ethereum away from getting that item. If I was at 15%, actually, I'm sorry. Am I? Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I'm one away from getting it. If it was at 15%, I'd be able to get it right now. I still need to either get one more Ethereum or grind with this equipped to get there. I'm just going to wait to get another Ethereum. I'm sure it's coming soon. So that's going to be awesome. But I wanted to kind of give you guys that little tip just because I found out about it just recently and I was like, wow, I got to have that and I got to have it now. I needed it yesterday. But that's going to be it for the video. I'm sure it's been a long one. So for those of you who are still here, thank you for taking the time to check out my videos. I do highly appreciate it. This has been a great community, and I'm going to continue to make, videos. This is one of the few times I actually enjoy making these videos. Right now, I'm not going to be making any other type of videos. It's going to be strictly Last Cloudia for now. I'm going to drop the Shadowverse thing as far as videos are concerned. And the only other thing I may do in the future are a few demos. But this is going to be the main thing on this channel. So if you're big on Last Cloudia, feel free to continue to watch as new events come and new arcs come. I will be there that day or the next day to post a video. Also, on a side note, not related to this game, but I also do play on the side War of the Visions. It's the Final Fantasy Brave Exvius Tactics thing that they got going on. I do have a guild called Nova Strike, so if you play that particular game and you want to join a guild, we have plenty of slots for people that are, active, so feel free to jump in, say what's up, and let's just have fun together. But if you're not into that game, just continue to watch me play this game, or at least talk about it. And until next time, you guys keep gaming, and take care, y'all. Later.